أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله
حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Brothers and sisters, pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that may Allah give us sincerity to speak the truth in the light of the Quran and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to understand them, to accept them in the hearts and to apply them in the life. Ameen thumma ameen. It's a continuation of our previous subject that we were dealing, the conditions of La Ilaha illallah. And as we said that it is agreed by the scholars that it is 7 main conditions of La Ilaha illallah. And so far we have covered 6 of them. The first one was Al-Ilm, the knowledge. The second one was Al-Yaqeen, that was certainty. The third one was Al-Qabul or Qubul, and that is to accept it and submission to it. And the fourth one was Inqiyad, Al-Inqiyad, which means to follow the deen of Allah with the La Ilaha illallah. And the fifth one was As-Sidq, the truthfulness. And the sixth was, which we will be, today inshallah we will be covering Al-Ikhlas, the sincerity. And after that inshallah the last one will be Al-Mahabba, which is the love for La Ilaha illallah. So today inshallah we will be talking about the 6th condition of La Ilaha illallah. And as you know that this, the reason why I'm saying the 6th condition, because it is agreed by the scholars of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah that if a person saying La Ilaha illallah is by just with the mouth or without knowing the conditions, it will not be sufficient for him to go to Jannah, because there is a very famous hadith which people are quoting that Man kana akhiru kalamihi la ilaha illallah khalisatan min qalbihi dakhala al-Jannah. Some of them are saying that the word khalisatan is not found in the hadith, and some they say yes, it is found in Sunan al-Darmi and other books of ahadith. So again in this hadith the condition is khalisatan min qalbihi. Man kana akhiru kalamihi La ilaha illallah khalisatan min qalbihi dakhala al-Jannah. If a person is dying and at the last stage he says La ilaha illallah from his heart, then this person will certainly go to Jannah. So here this is, the ikhlas is one of the conditions today that we will be dealing with, inshallah. And when we talk about ikhlas, the opposite of ikhlas is shirk. The opposite of ikhlas is shirk. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not accept any ibadah, any act of worship, if it is mixed with the shirk. And there are so many verses to that. But today, inshallah, we will be, trying to cover the points that we have here in this hadith. Number one, the ayah from Surah Az-Zumar, chapter 39 and verse 3, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about the sincerity of La ilaha illallah. Ala lillahi ad-deenul khalis. This ayah of Surah Az-Zumar, it brings the word with Allah. Allah is emphasizing, which means be careful, be alert, or make sure that when you talk about Allah's deen is pure. And what does that mean? Because if we know from the history of the time when Rasulullah started preaching the Tawheed of Islam, from that time and from the time of Nuh alayhi salam, people were following the deen. Inna ad-deena inda Allah al-Islam. The religion in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Islam, right from the time of Prophet Adam till the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But at the same time, there was always an opposite of that deen, and that was the shirk. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَن يُشْرَكَ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ. This is in the Quran, Allah has made it very clear that Allah will not forgive the shirk. And with regards to other sins, it is left to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If He wants to forgive someone for any other sins, that is left to Him. But this is the ayah which is repeated in the Quran twice. And when the ayah is repeated and the meaning is there, then that means we have to be very serious about that. These verses are called fundamental verses. These verses are called principles of Islam. So right from the time of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam till time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people were generally known for two things. And even in my last khutbah, I have explained to you very clearly that there are three types of people mentioned in the Quran who says La ilaha illallah. The true believers, the munafiqeen, and the mushrikeen as well, those people who were committing shirk. And that I was referring to the Surah Yusuf, ayat 106, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, وَمَا يُؤْمِنُ أَكْثَرُهُمْ بِاللَّهِ إِلَّا وَهُمْ مُشْرِكُونَ. That majority of the people who say La ilaha illallah, but they are committing shirk, and they are mushrik in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is what today we have to understand. That two places in the Quran, in Surah Az-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 3 and verse 14, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Ala lillahi ad-deenul khalis. That in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, though the religion is Islam, but religion of Islam is now, it has become a cocktail. Now today, people, they say, I am gay and I'm Muslim. People, they say, I'm lesbian and I'm Muslim. People, they say, I'm a gangster and I'm a Muslim. People will say, I am a zalim and I'm a Muslim. People will say, I am this and I'm Muslim. And that is in general. But when it comes to the religion, like for example, in Dubai, in United Arab Emirates, if a person wants to become an imam, in the contract, he has to mention his madhab. Ad-Diyana Islam. Madhab, you have to specify that with this Diyana, which is Islam, one religion, Islam, you have to specify that you are Hanafi, or Maliki, or Hanbali, or Shafi'i. So this is not pure Islam. You have to. Now people, they give explanation to that. It does not mean that it is an innovation in Islam, or it's not like shirk or kufr. It's a theology or understanding of certain things that we practice in our ibadah. Some of them, they say it is only in the furu', which is like, non-fundamental things. It's not in the aqidah. No, but there are people, subhanAllah, they have written books on aqidah, like Aqidatul Tahawiyah. Aqidatul Tahawiyah is not like agreed by all the scholars. It is normally the people, they say Imam al-Tahawi was, by his following of his madhab, was Hanafi. And he put this kitab of Aqidatul Tahawiyah, and the scholars, they talk. But this Aqidatul Tahawiyah has got aqidah, and this Shaykh is known as following one of the madhabs, which is, he was following the madhab of Abu Hanifa, Imam Ibn Hajar, Imam Ibn Kathir, Imam al-Nawawi. These scholars also have written the books on aqidah. But when we talk about their aqidah and their following of the madhab, they refer them to that they are following Shafi'i madhab. So, my point is that we should not go into all these kind of arguments. But name, definitely, if you bring, when Allah says, Inna ad-deena inda Allahi al-Islam, that in the religion in the sight of Allah is Islam, this is very clear that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the religion of Nuh alayhi salam was one. Nobody was following any particular sect, nobody was following any particular madhab. And these sects is totally rejected and condemned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah An'am, if you refer to so many verses, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring that divisions in the religion is not the path of the believers. It's the path of the mushrikeen. The mushrikeen were divided into groups. They divided the religion into sects. And the hadith, very famous hadith of Rasulullah, that the Jews during the time of Rasulullah, they divided into 71 sects. They had the religion, they had the books, they had the prophets and messengers came to them. But again, they divided into 71 sects. One of them, Prophet ﷺ said, will go to Jannah, the one that would be following the path of, or the teaching of Musa ﷺ and pure Tawrat, uncorrupted Tawrat. Then Rasul ﷺ said, after that, the great nation that came was Christians. And Christians divided into 72 sects. And today, even ask anybody, they have got more than 72, 73 translations according to them of the Bible, which is in English, I'm saying. There have been, mashallah, millions of translations in all the languages of the book Bible is done. But even if you see the translation in English, there will be like minimum it will be 70 plus. And all these translations, there are so many translations, if you compare them word to word or sentence to sentence, they will be different. And there are groups which are very famous, 3 groups that we know amongst the Christians, that they are Jehovah's Witnesses, Protestants and Catholic. And they also follow the Bible. Some of them, they take totally whatever is there in the Bible, completely, no, change, nothing. Some of them, take some of it and some of the part of the Bible, they say, we don't agree with that, or we don't, it's not necessary for us. And you know that there are some Bibles where more than 6-7 books have been taken out. In some Bibles, and some Bibles, they have got 6-7 books included in that. And they both are called Bible. And they both are. So, my point is that Rasulullah said the Jews will divide into 71 sects. All of them will go to hell except one, the one that is upon the deen of Musa ﷺ and upon Tawrat. The Christians, Prophet ﷺ said they will divide into 72 sects. One of them will go to Jannah and 71 will go to hell. The one that will go to Jannah will be the true believers of Isa alayhi salam, true believers of Injil and Torah of the previous book, because Isa alayhi salam came to renew and revive the Torah. So, and Prophet Isa himself was a Jew. We people think he's Christian. No, he's not Christian. He was a Jew. His mother Maryam was Jew. He was from the family of, mashallah, Ali Imran. The Quran says that. So he was a Jew. But the Christians, after believing in Isa alayhi salam, they divided into 72 sects. And Rasulullah said, the one who will be upon the teaching of Injil and the true teaching and the guidance of Isa alayhi salam, which again will be reconfirmed. Because by the end of the time, these three sects will be there. Three religions will be there. Muslims will be there at the time of return of Isa alayhi salam. The Christians will be there at the time of Isa alayhi salam. And the Jewish also will be there at the time of Isa alayhi salam's return. So at that time, the war will be not for the country, not for the oil, not for the gold and not for the money. The religion, it will be a fight of the religion. It will be totally fight of the religion. And Muslims and true followers of Isa alayhi salam who are sincerely waiting for Isa alayhi salam's return, they will become one party. And the Jews, even at that time, the Jews will try to kill Isa alayhi salam, and Dajjal will appear, and there will be a fight between the Jews and the Muslims, and Muslims will be led by Isa alayhi salam. Muslims will be led by Isa alayhi salam. But that is in the future. We don't know when it will happen. But we are in that same era. Remember that. It won't take that much time. The time is going very fast. So maybe next morning you will wake up and you will find that Dajjal has appeared, Mahdi has appeared, Isa has come down. So alhamdulillah, it can happen very quick. Everything is happening so quick. But the hadith and the subject today is sincerity in Islam. When you say La ilaha illallah, and the opposite of sincerity is the shirk. So today my subject is to explain to you, my brothers and sisters, that when all of us we say La ilaha illallah, that there is no God to be worshipped except Allah. So what is the opposite of this? Is shirk. Ikhlas, diddu, shirk. So uske khilaf, this is the difference of tawheed and shirk. So when you say La ilaha illallah, at the same time you should also know what is shirk that will destroy our La ilaha illallah. And that is what Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam has said, that this ummah will also be divided into 73 sects. And for your information, my brothers and sisters, Imam Abdul Qadir Jilani rahmatullah alayh, in his famous book, Ghunyatul Talibin, it is found in Arabic, it is found in Urdu, it is found in English as well. When he speaks about this hadith, 73 sects, remember that. He also includes all these four madhabs in that. He also includes the four madhabs in that, and specifically in Ghunyatul Talibin, Hanafi madhab is highlighted in that 73 sects. So we have to understand what the hadith says. That we don't have to go into, Hanafi will go to Jahannam and Salafi will go to Jannah. No, nobody can guarantee that. Man batta'a amaluhu lam yusra' nasabuhu. Hadith in Sahih Muslim. That if a person is not practicing and he is a son of a Pir Sahib, or he is the son of Abdul Qadir Jilani, or he is the son of, any Buzurg and Wali, or he is from Ahlul Bayt, and he is not a practicing person, this hadith makes it very clear that if you are not practicing your deen, your status, family status will not take you to the Jannah. So this hadith, this subject today is about Tawheed and Shirk, and that is sincerity, ikhlas. And we understand from that, when the Arabs came to Rasulullah, tell us what is the definition of Allah and which Allah that we should be worshipping. We have got 360 gods here, and you are asking us to say Ahad, Ahad. How can that be possible? How can we understand the definition of Allah? Then Rasulullah didn't give any definition from himself, because he was not from Luton. In Luton, every person walking in the street is mufti. Every Muslim walking in the street is mufti. He will give you fatwa, haram, halal, you jahannam, this and that. So everybody, the fatwa is there, just free of charge you get it. From any person walking in the street, he is Muslim, he has got, some education, 1 year studied in Egypt, or 1 year studied in Medina, or somebody has studied specifically under someone and he's good at qiraat. Yes, he becomes mufti and he walks in the street. And this is also one of the signs that before the Qiyamah, the young people will become the knowledgeable people. People will try to follow them. And these people will be jahil, they will be misguided. They are misguided and they will misguide the people. Hadith in Sahih Bukhari, Kitabul Ilm, check it. If I'm saying wrong, check it. The hadith says this. Young people will become the scholars. They are misguided and they will misguide the people. This is hadith in Sahih Bukhari. So, what is the definition of Allah in the Quran? How do we understand Laa Ilaha illallah from the Quran? There are so many verses in the Quran. Allahu Nuru Samawat and so many other verses are there. But specifically, if you want to define Allah and you want to know ikhlas in Allah and you want to be avoided from shirk and you want Allah to accept your La ilaha illallah, then there is a surah in the Quran which is surah. Which surah is that? Surah 112. 112, Suratul Ikhlas. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. So this is the surah. The name of the surah itself is Ikhlas. And this is the 6th point of our La ilaha illallah, 6th condition. So if our ikhlas is not there, in our kalima, then definitely it will have the element of shirk. And if the element of shirk is there, Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalika liman yasha. Allah has repeated this so many times in the Quran that Allah will not forgive the shirk, and if He wants to forgive someone for any other sins, it is left to Him. He will forgive anyone He wants. And I'll continue this part inshallah of the Surah Al-Ikhlas as well. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Now, when we talk about Surah Al-Ikhlas, and this 6th condition is Ikhlas, and its opposite is shirk, then first of all, every Muslim, like my wife, mashallah, she studied in Pakistan in Karachi, and her board of education was Karachi Board of Education. When I got married to her, I explained to her that this our people, my family, means from her side is my family as well, they all are away from the deen, honestly speaking. They all are away from the deen. None of them even know the meaning of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. None of them, subhanallah, understand what Quran is, what Hadith is. They only know this cultural practice, which last 2 days ago we had Mi'raj, Shab-e Mi'raj. People have enjoyed Mi'raj. But that's not something which Rasulullah enjoyed. Rasulullah didn't celebrate Mi'raj. Instead, if we study the story of Rasulullah of Mi'raj, that was the most saddest year of his life. That was the most saddest day of his life. He lost Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha. He had to migrate from Mecca to Medina, and that time he was preparing to go because the Arabs were definitely decided that this man is a mad person. He talks rubbish. How can a person travel in one night from Mecca to Jerusalem and then from Jerusalem to 7 heavens? Today the technology is still struggling. They're struggling about what is there, what is existing in Mars. With this advanced technology, they're still struggling that does the Mars has got the life or not. And this man talks about 1400 years ago, he talks about the 7 heavens. So this is the saddest year of Rasulullah. And people, they don't actually understand and they don't learn lesson that all the sacrifices that he did, it was in this month. in this year and in this journey. After this journey, his life was made miserable by the kuffar and the enemies of Islam. We don't reflect on those kind of things. We just talk about, Sheikh Sahab, what we should be doing at night. Night of Mi'raj. Come on, the God that you're going to worship is existing 24/7. He's not the God that you have to worship only on the night of Mi'raj. Whatever is not permissible on that particular night is not permissible ever. And whatever is permissible even in that night. So don't say that. Don't change yourself just like seasonally, or like I had a very good argument, friendly argument with the person who was celebrating Mother's Day. I said, tomorrow you will have Father's Day, they have it. Tomorrow you will have Puppy's Day, Kitty's Day, Steve's Day, so and so day. Every time you will have all these kind of days. In our religion we have everything. Mother's Day comes first for us every time. After Allah and His Rasul, the mother comes first, even first, before the father. Mother comes first, then comes father. In our religion, after Allah and His Rasul, mother gets the credit of 75% and father gets the credit of 25%. And it is confirmed in our religion, if mother is unhappy, Allah will be unhappy. And if the father is unhappy, Allah will be unhappy. So for us, every day is Mother's Day and every day is Father's Day. So that is something, but we Muslims have taken their, style of living, and we started developing all these kind of, festivals, which Islam has got no room to that. But if somebody wants to do it, Alhamdulillah, we say good luck to them. What we say? Good luck to them. We don't wish any bad for anybody, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims. So, kalima, the sixth condition is La ilaha illallah. The sixth condition is ikhlas. And what is the meaning of ikhlas is defined in the verse the chapter 112. And that is Surah Al-Ikhlas. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell them, these people talk about 360 gods. These people are talking about Wad, Su'a, Yaghuth, Ya'uq and Nasr, the gods of the Nuh alayhi salam. These people are talking about Lat, Manat and Uzza. These are the names mentioned in the Quran. Lat, Manat, Uzza, Wad, Su'a, Yaghuth, Ya'uq and Nasr. These are by names mentioned in the Quran. If these are the gods, tell them they are not gods. God is only one and only. Allahu Samad, He is self-sufficient. Now all these gods that we have, any god that you take in the history, for their existence you give them the name and you talk about them. Allah does not need that. If you do not believe in Allah, then tell us who is, other than Allah. Finish. You define, we will accept. Allah says this, that define any God who is self-sufficient. Define any God who is one and only. If they say, no, our ex-God is one. No, there are so many other people who believe in God. They believe in the Vishnu. They believe in Ishwar. They believe in Ram. They believe in Buddha. They believe in, and as I said, in America, they have a TV show which is called, you don't remember? American Gods. They are called American Gods, and that is a TV show, very hit and famous show. So this is American Gods, so which means G-O-D-S, plural. And these people, they have got goddesses, which has got a male and female gender. They have got for, if you study the history of Greece, you will find that all those bodybuilders, this and that, poor people, they got everything in their bodies, but they have got less clothes. I think nothing is covered in the body. But they show that they are like this. They are gods. They are gods, subhanallah. They have nothing on their body and they are gods. They are having sex in front of the angels, and the angel is flying and the God is lying on it and having sex with that. This is their God. We don't believe in such kind of God. God is Allah, one and only. He is self-sufficient. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. He didn't give any birth to anybody because He is not a woman. having sex with a big god and then getting pregnant and giving birth to. Who is the son of God? Who is the son of God? Can you define what God is? And if you can't comprehend, then don't make your own theology to define God. So, walam yulad, and this God is not born. And this is where we talk about the Prophet Isa alayhi salam. If Prophet Isa alayhi salam is God, then can God stay in the mother's womb for 9 months? Then who is the other God then? And a God can be born in that way, and the God, his mother will be accused like that? This is God? No, we don't believe in that. MashaAllah, if the Christians, they believe, I have no objection to that, and that is why these brothers are with me, because I have no objection to that. This is their theology, and I say, okay, this is your understanding. But as far as our religion is concerned, our religion says God is not giving birth to anybody. That means he is not a woman who gets pregnant and gives birth to anybody. And God is not a child who is born through a normal biological system like the woman gives the birth to a child. Means he has got no family, no father, no children, no wife. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٍ. And this is the main point today. All the gods will be having some similarities. But there is no similarity between Allah and other gods. So this is ikhlas. And this is what Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said. In Surah Az-Zumar, as I said, it is repeated 2 times. Chapter 39, verse 3. Ala lillahi dinul khalis. People, you should know that Allah's religion is pure. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is the part of our kalima. We all say La ilaha illallah, but if we don't have the ikhlas in our La ilaha illallah, which is not pure and clean from the shirk, Allah will not accept our kalima. And this condition Allah put upon Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Surah Az-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 14. Qul, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell the people. Qul, Allah a'budu. Tell them, I worship Allah. How? Now see, this word is known to Arabs. This word is known to Arabs, and to even Quran speaks by giving the example to the Arabs about the pure form of the milk. Allah speaks about the cow and all those cattle when they eat all the rubbish. Whatever the rubbish they eat. But when you are removing the milk, or when you are milking the cow, have you ever seen any twig is there? Have you ever seen any rubbish mixed with the milk? No. This is the example of Allah. Allah is giving the example to them. Look, this is the example of my purity. If you don't understand who is Allah, then look at this cow. Look at the milk that is you are milking from the cow. How pure the cow is and how pure the milk is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more purest than any creature of His. But Allah gives the example. The same thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Qulillah, O Muhammad, tell them, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Qulillah, say, Allah, a'budu, only Allah I worship. Mukhlisan lahu dini. I make my deen pure for Him when I worship Him. Which means, I pray only for Allah. I sacrifice only for Allah. I live only for Allah, and I die only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ وَبِذَلِكَ أُمِرْتُ وَأَنَا أَوَّلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. O Muhammad, tell them, my prayers, my sacrifices, my life and my death is all for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing more. Nothing more. He is the one and only, has no partner, and this is what I am commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I am the first Muslim. He didn't say I am the first mu'min. He said I am the first Muslim. Because when you say it, you have to abide by it. And only the true Muslim, true believer will submit his will to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he will kill all and destroy all his false gods, and he will follow only one God. God, that is Allah. And look what Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about this. Now when I was preparing this hadith, I was wishing you people to have the same feelings. And I wish that may Allah give all of us the same feelings. Okay, alhamdulillah, it won't cost you. Please say it. Alhamdulillah. This hadith is in Sahih Bukhari and also it is found in different books of hadith. Hadith by Abu Huraira. And for my Arab brothers, pay attention to this inshallah. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أنه قال قيل يا رسول الله من أسعد الناس بشفاعتك يوم القيامة قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لقد ظننت يا أبا هريرة أن لا يسألني عن هذا الحديث أحد أول منك لما رأيت من حرصك على الحديث. May Allah give us that characteristics to us. I'll give you the translation. Say Ameen. You will know the translation. Don't worry. Alhamdulillah. I'm not among those who will give you tawiz and you don't know what is written in the tawiz. Even if I give you tawiz, I'll tell you what I have written. أسعد الناس بشفاعتي يوم القيامة من قال لا إله إلا الله خالصا من قلبه أو نفسه. Abu Huraira radiallahu anh, he came to Rasulullah and he asked him, Ya Rasulullah, on the day of judgment, who will deserve your intercession? Rasul sallallahu has said that I knew that this will be only you will be the first person who will ask me this question, because I can see the urge in you of learning the truth. I can see the urge in you how to be successful in this life to achieve the Jannah. I can see the urge in you to be in my company even on the day of judgment. So I thought that it will be you will be the first one who will ask me this question. And the question was, how will I deserve your shafa'ah? How will I get your sifarish? Ya Rasulullah, kiske saath jo hai aapki sifarish nasib hogi? Kisko nasib hogi aapki sifarish? How many of us will think like that? We want to be in a black Jaguar. We want to be in a, Ferrari. We want to show off to the people in the venue center that we have got 3, 6, 7 Rolls Royce. We want to have buildings. We want to have everything. But the moment you see a practicing Muslim, or the moment if you see me in the street, somewhere in Luton, you will turn away. Oh, Sheikh Abdul Majid will now catch me and will say, hey, don't do this. So you run away. This is how the Muslims are today. They don't want to sit with, the people of knowledge. They don't want to sit with the people who will tell you something that will benefit you for the akhirah. But Abu Huraira was the one, subhanallah, he was surviving after when he left his mother and he left his house and everything, and he was so poor that he was surviving only on dates and water. This man, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, said that I think you will be the first one who will ask me that how you will be with me on the day of judgment and how I can, who deserves the intercession. And this is what we should be thinking day and night, my brothers and sisters. We all die. We will all die. But what will happen to us? Nobody knows. The paracetamol will not help us. The cancer and the heart organs will not help us. Only the shafarish of Quran, shafa' of the Quran, shafa' and shafa' of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, shafa'atul kubra will help us. So we have to think for that. And this is what Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, that on the day of judgment, the one who will deserve my shafa'ah, my intercession, will be the one who will say, Laa ilaha illallah khalisatan min qalbihi aw nafsihi. The one who will say La ilaha illallah purely clean from the shirk, this person will deserve my intercession. So the game is in your hand, the ball is in your hand, and you can do it whatever you like, inshallah. Inna Allah wa malaikatu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim annaka Hamidum Majid. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. واقم الصلاة. إقامة دے دو.